The Cornerstone Award is presented each year to a Canadian person or organization, not predominantly a writer or a group of writers, that nonetheless demonstrates exemplary support for Canadian writers and the writing field in general. This year's recipient traveled a long way from his first publishing job as a trainee editor at Doubleday Canada in 1968. Through editorial director at Macmillan, he climbed the ladder to publisher in the next decade. It was another few years before he was lured to McClellan Stewart to start the first editorial imprint in Canada. In 1988, he became publisher, and by 2000, president and publisher. Although retired, his imprint continues, and he lovingly shepherds a handful of his authors through the publishing system. His authors have won every major Canadian book prize, and one, Alice Munro that is, even won the Nobel Prize. Although he published stories about storytellers several years ago and loves to regale audiences with things he's seen in this industry, he is still predominantly an editor. And we so wanted to honor an editor this year. So I give you our 2014 Cornerstone Award recipient, Douglas Gibson.
Thank you very much, Barbara. I'd like to begin as Andrew did. In fact, I'd like to continue as Andrew did. Wasn't that a terrific talk? I'd like to begin by saying how nice it is to be back again. I was here 2 years ago, and to re-meet a number of old friends, including Barbara. So this is great. It's great to receive this award. I'm deeply honored. And I've had a very pleasant lunch with Andrew and Terry Follis, because Terry is a close friend. And I'm happy to tell you that the book that Barbara mentioned, when it came out in hardcover, did not have a chapter on Terry. But the newly published paperback does have a chapter on Terry. So all his secrets are revealed. Now, I'd like to say how great it is to be in this group of writers, because at this front table I see my friend John Deegan, who is, as you know, representing the Writers' Union. And I'd like to point out the table out there which you should all spend time with, because the Writers' Union, whether or not you belong to the union, is fighting for you on a key issue, which is that writers deserve to be paid when their work is used. And you know we're having terrible troubles. I'm part of the union. We are having terrible troubles with an education system that is saying, guess what? We don't think we have to pay anymore. Read more about it and join the campaign, please. It matters to all of us. Now, on to me. This is a great pleasure for me. And it's good to see my old friend behind the cameras from 2 years ago. Hello again. Because what you're looking at is a very lucky man. Just think of the luck involved in coming to Canada as a young man in 1967. Good choice. And the luck of getting a job, a starting job in publishing early in 1968. And then being able to be part of, and I'd stress that, be part of the growth of Canadian literature. And as we look around the tables named after authors, and I think that's a wonderful, wonderful touch, with the exception of Lucy Maud Montgomery, whose work I did publish at McClellan and Stewart. I think I can say that I've been involved in publishing all of the authors out there, or being friends of them, as with my friend Wei-Sin Choi. And I'd just like to mention 3 of the tables for obvious reasons. There's a Mavis Gallant table here. And we know we lost Mavis just a few weeks ago. And it's interesting that if you had asked people the world over to name the top 10 short story writers in the English language, there would have been 3 Canadian names on that list. And one of them certainly would have been Mavis Gallant. At the back, I see there's a table, MacLeod table. And you know that we lost Alistair at dawn on Easter Sunday, and he was a close friend. And we are lucky to have had Alistair MacLeod to write his short stories and to write No Great Mischief. And then there's a Monroe table right here, and that's a happier story, in that I, as you've heard, was privileged to go to Stockholm to be part of the ceremonies that involved Alice Munro receiving a Nobel Prize. And if anyone in Canada doubted that we had world-beating authors, I hope that put that one to rest. Hey, Alice Munro won the Nobel Prize. Our people are as good as anyone in the world, probably pound for pound even better. So you're part of a major, successful national effort, and I wish you all every success. Thank you.